Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome to Python Made Simple by Elizabeth. Today we are going to talk about string formatting. Formatting string. Okay, what does formatting itself means? Formatting from the Oxford Dictionary, it means, I like the second definition here. It means to prepare a storage medium to receive data. To prepare a storage medium to receive data. So, um, coming back to our string formatting. So we can say is to prepare a storage medium to receive data. So here our storage medium here will be the string. So we would say it is to prepare a string to receive data. So that's it. You say to prepare a string to receive data. Okay. Okay. Let's comment on this one. Okay, so that is formatting. Formatting is to prepare a string to in our context. Formatting is to prepare a string to receive data. So we are going to talk about 4 different methods that we can use in preparing strings to receive data. Before then, we are going to define 2 variables, and that is the data that we are going to use throughout our preparation. So we will consider x, for example, x is equal to, let's call it Python class. And let's say y is equal to, let's call it by Elizabeth. By Elizabeth. All right. So we just define formatting in our context today as to prepare a string to receive data. Like I said, we are going to consider 4 different methods. The first method we are going to consider, I call it our method 1. I call it the plus method. Let me put it the plus method. Okay. So like you learned in basic arithmetic where you can say 1 plus 1 is equals 2, or 1 plus 3 is equal to 4. We can use that same plus method to receive data into a string. So in doing so, this is how we can put it. So for example, let's say we want to print welcome to. Now, we want to print welcome to, let me put some spaces here so that they will not be. We want to print welcome to Python class made simple by Elizabeth. That is the whole sentence we want to print. But we want to use this formatting plus method. So in simply put, we are going to say welcome to, then instead of putting Python class, the plus method will use plus x because x is equal to Python class. Then plus made simple. It's a strange. Made simple. Okay. Then we bring the plus symbol again. Then y. Why did we do this? It's because we are preparing this string to receive this data X and Y, and positioning X and Y in this manner will help our string make meaning. Now, when we print this string, what do we get? So we get welcome to Python class made simple by Elizabeth. So that is one way we can prepare a string to receive data. Okay, another method I would like to talk about, my method 2. The method 2 I would like to talk about, method 2. I'll call it using the percentage sign. Using the percentage sign. Okay. So how can we use the percentage sign to receive data in a string? To use the percentage sign, we can go like print. Now we write our sentence, welcome to, unlike the first one where we use plus, here we use the percentage sign. So percentage S, welcome to, we just write percentage S made simple, and we want to put another sentence here and replace it with percentage S again. Yeah. Now, when you are done writing it this way, putting the percentage sign, then you have to define what the percentage sign means. So here we put where the percentage sign is equal to X, Y. So Python will just go through wherever he sees in this order where you put in X and Y. Python will automatically consider the first percentage S to be X and the second percentage S to be Y. If you have a lot of data to put in and you use percentage S for everything, you just have to put the variables in the order in which it appears. So when we print this one, you run this one, we get welcome to Python class made simple by Elizabeth. And this is done by Python looking for X to replace it here and Y to replace it here. Okay. So with the percentage sign, another way you can use the percentage sign is, for example, let's copy this whole thing here. Control C, Control V. Another way you can use the percentage sign is instead of maybe writing X and Y, you can choose to write whatever the content of X is. In this case, our X is Python class. So we just write Python class, and you can choose to leave the Y, or you can replace the Y with its content. And when we run this one, Control Shift, let's run it manually. And you run this one, you get the same thing. Welcome to Python class made simple by Elizabeth. Okay. So yes, so that's another method. The third method that we would want to consider, method 3. The third method that we want to consider, I'll call it the keyword method. The keyword method. So with the keyword method, how do we go about it? With the keyword method, we will print, so it goes like, for example, we are preparing our data, we are preparing our space to receive the data. So we will type the normal string that we've been using, welcome to. Now, with the keyword method, instead of maybe putting percentage or additional, we are not going to do all that. We rather put a keyword in a curly bracket. So here, for example, you will say welcome to, and the keyword we are quoting here is class name. It's a clue. We are giving the reader a clue of what we are doing. So welcome to class name. Made simple. Then what? Presenter. The one presenting this information. So that is the keyword method. By coding like this, Python will go and look for what the class name is and who is the presenter, and it will come and replace it in the sentence. So we can say now format. What do we want to do? We want Python to put this information inside the keyword, replace the keywords. Then we will define what the keyword is. So we say class name, our class name here, our class name, our class name, our class name is equal to X. Sorry, we can say our class name is equal to X. Then our presenter name equals Y. So this is one way of putting it. Our class name equals X. Our present. Let's break this one down here so that so welcome to into bracket class name made simple into bracket presenter, and write dot format. So this dot format say will help Python to replace these class name or these keywords by their meaning, significant meaning. And here we have X already defined here as Python class, whilst Y is defined here as by Elizabeth. So when we run this code, Control Shift F10, voila, we have it here. Welcome to Python class made simple by Elizabeth. So that is the keyword method. Also, you can choose to, with the keyword method, you can choose not to write X and Y. You can choose to represent the keywords directly as a string in the coding. For example, you can code like, instead of putting X here, you rather put a string called Python class. Python class. Python class. Then instead of putting Y, you put by Elizabeth. And so you run the code and we have it. Welcome to Python class made simple by Elizabeth. How do we know that it's not the same thing? I mean, it's the same thing repeating it because it's the same code. Let's change something. Let's assume class name is called what? It's just called Python. And let's say Elizabeth is Eliza, for example, just so that we know that we are doing the right thing. So when we print it, we can welcome to Python made simple by Eliza. So yes, that is it. Then the last method that I'll talk about, the method 4, that I would like to talk about, it's called the curly brackets. Well, it's not called a curly bracket. I'm just calling it curly bracket method. Okay. What do I mean by that? So with that method, we can just with that method, instead of putting keywords here, we will not put any keyword. We just code it like that. Then over here, we will represent here by X and Y, just like that. So X and the Y. But this method is it's advisable to use this method, especially when you have a lot of data to input. You will not be able to write all the names like these ones. It's very readable and easy, but you'll not be able to do all this. And so it is easier. And here too, the percentage sign, yeah, you can use the percentage sign. It's also cool. But the easiest way to go is this method, because this method will simplify everything for you. So first of all, let's say we have welcome to dash a curly bracket, made simple curly bracket dot format. Then in our formatting text, we want it to replace the brackets with X and Y. When we print this control, let me print when we print this, what do we get? Welcome to Python class made simple by Elizabeth. Now, if you have a lot of information to replace, you will do well to maybe put in their indexes, index positioning. So for example, assuming we put index, we all know that with indexing, the first item or the first character is 0 and the second character is 1, and in that order. So we have X to be 0 and Y to be 1. So if we put 0 here and we put Y here, sorry, 1 here, to give us the same thing as we have it. Welcome to Python class made simple by Elizabeth. But now let's say we put 1 here and we put 0 here. What do we get? We run it and we have welcome to by Elizabeth. By Elizabeth because we put 1 representing Y, made simple Python class. Doesn't make sense, but yes, that's what we coded. So assuming tomorrow we have XYZ, or we have different other this thing. Let's say we have XYZ. Let's define our Z here. Let's say Z equals what, let's say Z equals by or something. I don't know. Let's say by. Z equals by. Z equals by. Okay. So let's say we have this and we want to put it in a sentence like that. All we're going to have is 2 curly brackets here. So here we are going to write X, Y, and Z. Then when we run our code, obviously we don't want this one to be, we want it to be 1. And we want here to be 0. And when we run our code, what do we have? Oh, oh yeah, of course. Because we didn't okay. Voila. Sorry. So at first, let me go back, repeat that error again. Since we intended to determine their index positioning, we had to determine each one, but determining some and not determining some gave us an error. So we had an error here. Why? Because we didn't determine this index positioning. So when we put it there, then we run the code, voila. Welcome to Python class made simple by Elizabeth. Bye. Yeah, so that is it. If you have a lot to replace, this is the easiest and the best way option to opt for. Assuming we change maybe in our coding we have to put index positioning 0, everything is replaced by X, for example. Let's see, what do we get? So you get welcome to Python class, made simple Python class, Python class. So yeah, so this is easier because when you have to replace a lot of values, a lot of variables in a string, this is the easy way to go. Thank you for watching. Feel free to share and subscribe to my channel. Bye.